Ones. Welcome back to the Wild Rose podcast. I am Whitney Rose.
I'm Connie Daniels.
We are so excited to have you back. Today we are talking all things Thanksgiving, and we have a very special guest, Camille Lamb. But first, I want to know, Connie, what is the wildest thing that happened to you this week?
Okay, the wildest thing that's happened this week is, I don't know if you guys have heard of this show, Below Deck, but I was on the first episode that premiered last night of season 10.
Of course we've heard of Below Deck, Connie. That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. One of the funnest experiences I've ever had in my whole life was going on that show.
How did you get on the show? Like who?
So a friend of mine, Camille Lamb, he reached out to a group of friends. I've only seen the show a few times, but I mean, who's going to say no to go on a mega yacht?
Yeah. So did you had a cast with the group?
Yes. So the cast is, it's all the people that work on the ship. So we didn't know any of them. We were the first episode that they filmed, so they all just met each other. And they got to meet us the same day.
Yeah, that is wild.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
You continue to be like on all these Bravo shows, but not have to be the center of the drama.
It's perfect. That's the spot anybody would want. Well, I think it's the spot. I love that spot.
Well, yeah, we're so excited to watch you. In fact, after this break, we have Camille Lamb as our guest.
So excited. I love her. She was a deck stew on this season of Below Deck.
And you have one of the best captains, Captain Lee, right?
Captain Lee. We got Captain Lee.
Well, after we come back from this break, our special guest is Camille Lamb from Below Deck. Hi, Wild Ones. Welcome back to the Wild Rose podcast. We are so excited to have our beautiful guest, Camille Lamb. Welcome, Camille, to the Wild Rose podcast.
Hi,
hey,
Camille.
y'all.
Hi, Camille.
I'm so happy to be here.
So fun to see you. It's been a while.
It's been a minute.
It has.
How have you been, Camille?
I've been really good. This was my first reality show, so transitioning back into real life was kind of tough. It was a whole new take on the world for me, after I left the show. So I've been doing okay. I've been doing good.
Good.
I'm just now getting settled back into real life.
Yes, because your situation is different because you go away somewhere and film. So you leave your life, your home, your family behind while you're working on this yacht, right?
Right.
So that has to be that's so different than what I do. I film in my home, in my life. But Camille, what is that like? And how did you get on Below Deck? That has been one of my favorite shows on Bravo forever. So tell us about how you got on Below Deck.
Well, so the yachting community is really small. There's not a ton of us that do this job. It's an unconventional job. And so, I just applied for it. And I was living in California at the time when I applied for it, and I was working in Marina Del Rey, and they're like, "Oh, you're in California? That's so perfect. We're right around the street." And anyways, I got casted for it and went through the process and ended up getting it.
So exciting. Were you so stoked?
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm really nervous to watch myself back because we filmed it. It was almost a year ago now.
Yeah.
So it's going to be different to watch myself back because I've grown so much from that point in my life. I'm a new person every day. So that'll be interesting, but I'm super excited for people to get to know who I am. And I don't know, I don't know. I'm excited for people to get to know who I am. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Did you ever work on a yacht before this?
Yes, I did. I come from a family of merchant mariners. So I've always been on the water, and I had a couple friends who worked down in Fort Lauderdale. And when I turned 22, I was like, you know what? I don't want to do college. I don't want to do this. So I hit up some of my friends, and they're like, "You would be perfect. It's just the service industry on the water." So I've been working on boats since 2020 2020.
Wow. Connie told me that she was explaining the different roles of the cast. So you do both. You're a stew and a deckhand?
Correct. Yes. So I normally work on. I do. I like to hang with the guys, and I like to keep up with them. because we can, and there's not enough girls that do both roles and that work outside and stuff. It's kind of, it needs to be put into place more. Like we need more girls outside. So anyways, I work on smaller boats. So big boats, you have the interior and the exterior and a lot of people, but on small boats, you only have 3 crew. So, the stewardess helps with the lines when we get to the dock, and she also helps cook. And, so I work on boats where you do all the roles.
That's awesome. You're a badass.
Yeah.
Thanks, y'all.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Cheers to you. I don't know if you have a drink, but cheers to Camille, badass, powerful woman.
Yes.
I have a Sprite Zero.
Oh, perfect. Connie and I have this,
Rosé.
little rosé.
Okay, I have to ask you, what was your first impression of of all of your crewmates? Because when we first got on the yacht and we're meeting everybody for the first time, we had heard that you all just met each other as well that day, just hours before we got on the yacht. So what was your first impression of all of your crewmates?
Well, the first person I met was Fraser, and I watched him last season and I thought he was hilarious. And he was super welcoming when I met him. Like he just gave me a big hug and I just immediately felt like good about it. And then I think I went down to my cabin and I met the boys, and they were in their cabin, and that's Tony and Ben. And they like opened the door and they're like they were like really excited to see me. And I shook hands and I thought that I just didn't think either of them were cute at the time. But then like later on it grew on me and I thought they were cute. But in the moment I was like, oh damn, I really wanted some like hot deckhands, like this is kind of a bummer.
That was my second question for you. Who was was there any hotties on there?
I like, some people like tend to look better to you once you know their personality and like who they are. And so, yeah, I mean, I ended up really liking somebody, and you'll see.
Oh, can't wait.
Yeah.
So what was your first impressions of Connie and her crew, Pang and Connie and the whole crew that she came with? Chad, Jared, Ashley, Kai.
There was a lot of us, like what?
Because Camille, this is like, these are my friends. So this is one of our groups of friends. And I was watching this from the distance, just having FOMO, watching all their stories and Instagram stories and everything. But what was your first impression of Connie and the crew?
Well, they were like walking, like we were, we stand on the back deck and we wait for the guests to like board the yacht. And they were walking up and like they were just like so spunky. And I could already tell they were a fun group. And like it was Pang's birthday, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I don't know, they were just I just loved that you guys were young and like you wanted to have fun, because a lot of the times our charters are like, like straight lace, like, do you want, creamer or like 3 sugars in your coffee, like just super serious about things. And so I was just really excited that it was a fun group. And Chad is like my bestie for the rest of it. Like he is so fucking funny to me. I'm sorry, I don't know.
He's so funny.
Good. That's what I was going to ask you is who, because it's my friends, I feel like, and if you can't answer this, please don't, but who was your favorite and who was like the hardest to deal with in the group?
Do you think any of us were really that hard to deal with?
No.
I would say
not
Chad.
a single one.
He's bitchy.
You guys had so many manners. Like you had great manners. It was like, you guys would ask like, could I get a drink? And you'd be like, oh, well, like whenever you get a chance. And it's like, no, it's our job to like get it to you like right away. Like, I don't know. You guys are really fun to work for, but definitely Chad was my favorite. Sorry, Connie. I love you. Well, I end up calling Connie. I end up calling Connie like later on in the season during like while we were filming. Remember that?
Yeah. Did you ever get in trouble for that?
No, I think they probably loved it.
No, she calls me up. So our charter had been done for like a month or so. And I get this FaceTime because we've been kind of texting, keeping in touch because we all loved each other. I felt like we all just met and all became best friends. It was so fun. The crew they were the best. Fraser was hilarious.
He's so funny.
So funny. So yeah, I was telling her earlier, we just laughed our asses off for like the full 3 days straight. Yeah. But I get this FaceTime call from Camille. I think I texted you and then I get a FaceTime and I'm like, oh, okay. Get my phone out. I'm like, hey, what's up? She's still on the yacht, taking a break maybe, and she's FaceTiming me, and she had a little bit to drink, and so she's sitting there, and she's like, I don't even know if I'm supposed to be doing this, but
Did you watch the trailer?
What's that?
Did you watch the trailer?
Yes, I watched the trailer.
You know that clip where I'm like, am I extra?
Yes.
That was the night that I FaceTimed you. I was super drunk, very drunk.
I loved it. We had so much fun.
Yeah, we did.
It was fun.
Wow, I'm so sad I had to miss that one. On your cruise, is Frasier still your favorite? Are you still close to Frasier, or who did you get along the best with?
Fraser and I are still close. We go out to LA sometimes, and I'll see him there, and we hang out, and he's super funny. We don't keep in touch that much, but I'm definitely the closest with Katie. She's my roommate on the show, and she lives in Fort Lauderdale, and so do I. So we keep in touch. Like we stay at each other's houses, and she is so nice. When I came to Fort Lauderdale and I didn't have a place to stay, she let me stay with her for like a month. So we're really tight.
I loved her. I loved all of you.
Yeah, Connie had nothing bad to say about it.
No, for real.
That's
my
good.
gosh. Can I talk about the food?
Yeah,
The
go
food
ahead.
was, and now we all know, Rachel was our chef.
Yes.
She is like next level. I actually heard from Captain Lee. So that's what I was going to say. It was all fun and games, like kind of a shit show. We were actually a little nervous how we were going to be edited. But it was like a drunken fun mess for us the whole time until we realized that cameras were on us.
Out of all the charters, I can honestly say you were the most fun, the nicest. Like, it was my favorite charter by far.
Aw, thank you.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
So we were all stoked that we got to meet the Captain Lee, and he came out one night and had dinner with us. The only time we really had to pull it together was when Captain Lee was around. We felt like, oh, Dad's on board. Like, come on, snap to it.
He does give that vibe. You immediately just kind of like stand up straighter, and like you're like just more alert around
We
him.
felt that, and we weren't even working for him.
Yeah.
He does have that presence. I actually got to meet him at BravoCon. We sat next to each other at a Watch What Happens Live at BravoCon, and I was so excited because I'm a fan of the show, and he was so sweet though. He would just have like little fun side comments. He fixed my hair for me. It was so cool to meet him.
That's what I was going to say, is that he has a tough exterior, but once you like crack that, he's a little softy. He's a little sweetheart.
Yeah, he pulled out his favorite wine to share with us.
I think I was his favorite.
Special. I think he makes everyone feel like they're his favorite, because then when I watched the trailer, not to burst your bubble, when I watched the trailer, I was like, wait, they said he never has dinner with like hardly any of his guests, and I'm watching the trailer, I'm like, oh, he's having dinner with somebody else. And it wasn't us.
I think he had dinner with every guest.
See, I don't know.
Okay,
but I
so
loved him.
You're like, speaking of like when the drama's going down, right? Like,
Yeah.
because doing Housewives, like I get to come home and like have my family and my husband and get away from it. But you are trapped on a boat.
Mm-hmm. That's right. It is difficult. It was very difficult to handle because there is a lot of drama surrounding me and my situations. So it was really difficult, and you're in close quarters, at that matter, like it's just, you're below deck and it's very tiny and you cannot get away. And then you have to wake up the next morning and be around that person and go out with them that night. And there's just no getting away from it. So you have to be like, I had to be really strong. I had to be really strong and try to wake up every morning and be like, okay, it's a new day, it's a new me, like whatever. And so, yeah, that was hard.
I bet. I can't imagine that. I would have been like claustrophobic. We got to enjoy like all the best parts of the boat out in the fresh air. You guys were literally below deck.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
And it's a rigorous schedule. It's a very rigorous, like exhausting process.
Yeah.
But speaking of the drama, what can we expect? What kinds of, situations, or what kind of, is there a lot of drama this season?
Yeah, there is. I can only speak for myself. I am very headstrong, and I don't know, I butt heads with another coworker often, way too often, like to the point where it's like just it gets old. So I mean that's definitely a big thing that's going down during the show, is like there's just a lot of tension in the interior. There's a ton of tension in the interior.
So did you like that you got to have breaks and go outside?
Oh, I didn't have breaks.
And work on, not breaks, but like work on the exterior when you were like, okay, like, did do you feel like that helped to be able to work inside and outside?
No. It didn't help, because like whenever interior would get a break, I would be going to the exterior to help the exterior. So I never got that like true like break in time. You know what I mean? Like I just jumped from inside to outside and to inside and outside, and like I lose motivation. It gets really stressful, and I get really emotional about it, because I felt like I was helping everybody. And as a deck stew, you end up getting like the worst jobs in the interior, like the laundry and the dishes and things like that, because you're just helping out where they need help. And then, on the exterior, you're kind of just helping out where they need help. And I was in the laundry room, and I just felt like nobody came to help me with my things. So I would go help everyone, and no one would come to my department, because I'm the only deck stew. I'm the only one in that department. And so, yeah, it just got really frustrating. I mean, I don't mean to complain, but it was really tough. But I'm grateful to be the first deck stew on there, and I'm proud of myself. So
yeah, you should be. And that would tick me off too. Like if you're going out of your way to help other people and they're not reciprocating, it's like a form of disrespect is how it feels, right?
Mm-hmm. It was, yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to watch.
Yes, definitely. It's going to be really good. And I'm very open, and I'm very much vulnerable. And I think that has helped me in life, like gain friends and, frequent the circles that I frequent, because I am very vulnerable and I am open, and I'm an open book, and it is what it is with me. And so I'm really excited for people to see that. I really am.
They're going to love you. What did you do? I'm just curious. Like, what did you do to like take care of yourself while you're trapped in these situations and can't really escape it? Like, how did you take care of your like emotional wellness, your mental health? Like, how did you take care of you? Because I know how stressful it is to film, but I can't imagine not being able to take time out for yourself. Unfortunately,
there's just no time to think about that. Like, there really is not. Like, once we're finished with the charter, we are going out for the night, and then we're drunk, and then we're coming back, and we're in the hot tub, and and then the next day it's a turnover day, and then, like I said, it's a real rigorous schedule. So I didn't really get to like take much time for myself, and that will that is going to show during the season, because like I get to a breaking point. I just get to a breaking point.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, gosh. And as a guest, we didn't see any of that. You guys did a really good job of hiding all of that below deck.
Yeah.
Nothing above deck. We saw it. We didn't see that.
Did you get to witness any of the drama at all?
We heard little bits of it, and we were like, oh, what's going on back there?
Chad knew what was going on.
Chad's in the middle of all the drama all the time.
He knew.
He knew. Chad was probably the one causing it.
For real.
He kind of did. Like not really, but like he would just like, if he sensed like any type of animosity or tension, he would like comment on it and try to like figure out what was going on. And he was just so funny.
Or stir the pot a little bit.
Oh, yes, but in like the best way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, you should see our group chat with Chad. It's just like,
actually, we should just add her to our I Love Balls chat. That's what it's called.
Yeah. Yeah. He's so fun to be snarky with and sassy.
Yeah, he is. And I will tell you guys that like what you see on the show, and like Connie, you said that we did a really good job of hiding it. That's on every boat. That is not just like drama on the show. Like in this industry, there's so many people in a small space that, excuse me, there's so many people in a small space that it's the reality of what happens on these boats, on a show or not. So yeah, it's definitely, like you said, Connie, you said that we did a good job of hiding like the drama. That drama below deck is on every single yacht that you'll find, on TV or not. because you're in like confined spaces and there's so many people and not everybody gets along. And yeah, that's almost always happening, during charters.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So just final questions. Are you currently working on a boat? Is that what you do day to day?
Yes, that is what I do day to day. I'm also a singer, so I'll sing at some local bars here in.
If you follow her on Instagram, she's
On Fort Lauderdale.
beautiful.
Where can we find
voice.
you? What are your Instagram and social media handles?
They're all just Camille Lamb, and Lamb like the animal, but then just add an extra B at the end because somebody has,
Yeah.
the other one. But yeah, Camille Lamb with an extra B.
And you're in Fort Lauderdale. I seem to go to Florida quite a bit, so I'm going to reach out and come
Please.
try to catch a show if I can.
Yeah, definitely come by. I mean, we have a lot of really cool friends here and a lot of really cool places to go. So I'd be happy to show you around.
And final question. If you were invited or had the opportunity to go back on Below Deck, would you do it again?
Absolutely. I would love to. I know that it sounds like I'm talking like it was just this difficult experience, but at the end of the day, it was so much fun and it changed my life. And like, it was the best experience I've had thus far. So yeah, I would definitely do it again.
Amazing.
Wait, I have one more question. One last question. If now that you've been in reality TV, would you film on any we know you'd do Below Deck again, but would you do any other reality TV?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I would want to be probably Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because I just want to like hang out with Kathy Hilton.
Yes.
Who doesn't want to hang out with her?
Yeah. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Camille.
Yes.
We had so much fun getting to know you and your story,
Yeah.
and we cannot wait to watch the rest of the season.
No, can't
Good.
wait.
Well, thank you guys for having me. I really enjoyed this.
Thank you, Camilla.
thank you.
So fun to see you again. See your pretty face.
Yes.
Yes, you guys too. Love
Hey.
you guys.
Okay, love you.
Love you. Bye.
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 When we come back, we will answer more of your burning questions. Welcome back to the Wild Rose podcast. For our burning questions this week, I actually asked all of you, what was the wildest thing that happened to you at your family Thanksgiving dinner? So I'm excited to share some of these. I do have to say there is a lot of food poisoning in here. So we're going to skip the puking and the, not feeling good. But this one, I actually think I have met this person in New York, C. Verson, very handsome guy. His parents actually accidentally told his entire family that he was gay.
How do you?
His family outed him on Thanksgiving.
So I imagine they knew and just said something in.
They probably had sangria and accidentally told the family. Well,
Whoops.
we are sorry to hear that, but you're doing amazing. And then, outside the hive, you're not even ready, haha. Well, now I want to know, what is the story? DM us back outside the hive and tell us what your story is. I forgot the eggs in my homemade pumpkin pie. I realized when the oven beeped. I've done that before, like forget an ingredient.
So, and then it's flat.
Yeah.
And I forget everything. That's why, once again, I don't go.
Oh, here's another. Sarah Louise. My family, like 20 people, got food poisoning on Wednesday. We spent Thanksgiving throwing up.
Oh, that's the worst
awful.
Thanksgiving ever.
Well, listen, everyone, thank you so much for submitting your Thanksgiving stories. We appreciate it. We love you. As always, DM myself or Connie for any burning questions that you might have or any topics you want us to discuss. And
Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, happy
Wait, before we
Thanksgiving.
go, can we say some things that we're grateful for that we normally wouldn't say at the dining room table?
Yeah, I know.
Do we throw that in? Okay, wait, first of all, do you cook on Thanksgiving? I know we have a tradition, Whitney and I, that we come over for pie and for wine at the end of the night. We actually drop our kids off at home and come over. Kids are invited. My kids were just teenagers at the time, don't want to come, but we come over for pie and wine and hang out with the Rose family and all the other like random friends, people who don't have family to spend Thanksgiving with.
I cook every Thanksgiving. I cook everything myself. The turkey, all the sides. My daughter-in-law, Sam, brings the yams, and friends bring pie and wine. But I started a tradition several years ago where I host Friendsgiving, and it's on Thanksgiving. But I have so many friends that are, single moms or what I call it misfits in Utah, where maybe they relocated here, don't have family, and are not going home for the holidays. So my house is open to whoever's in town and needs a place to go for dinner. I cook for you. We have the best time. But it has been a solid 6 years now where Connie and Ben come over for pie and wine after the dinner. And and then you always end up eating your second round of Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, we do, because we usually get in the hot tub.
Yeah.
And then we get out and eat more food.
Yeah.
But that's my favorite part of Thanksgiving now. Thank you, Whitney.
I know. It's like my kids, like if you don't come to any of the holidays, my kids are like, where's Ben and Connie?
We really are family.
Where's our family?
We're family.
But okay, I have something fun I want to do.
Okay.
You know me, I'm cheesy at the dinner table. We say what we're thankful for. But I want to know, what are you thankful for, but you would never admit out loud?
Oh, there's actually a lot of things, but do I want to admit them on here?
Admit what you're willing to admit.
Okay, Mom,
just
turn
give
it
me
off.
one
This
thing.
is your cue to turn this off, because I wouldn't say this at the dinner table.
Jeannie, stop listening now.
Oh, what am I thankful for? I would never admit at the Thanksgiving dinner table. I would say, well, first of all, I'm thankful my kids are grown-ups and I don't have that responsibility anymore. Oh my God. Now I call them to be my Uber. I'm like, listen, get in that car I bought you and come get your mom.
Oh, Connie.
It's the best spot. I love babies, like children, love adult children.
I will say I've taken advantage of Josh's Uber rides before.
I know. Sometimes you just can't get an Uber. Sometimes they're not available. So yeah, it works out for us. That's one. I'm going to ask you, what is one that you would never admit? Say it.
I don't want to.
I know you have a plethora.
I have a plethora, but after season 3 of Real Housewives, I'm like scared to admit things now because they get held against me. But I think vibrators.
She said it. I feel like that's something.
I would never just say, oh, this year I'm thankful for my vibrators, but I am. I love them. I think they're great, and I think every woman should have one.
I agree. I'm actually.
If she showed,
I concur.
chooses. Yeah.
I think a lot of people would concur with that.
Yeah. So the one that first came to my head isn't legal yet, so I'm gonna save it for when it's legal.
Okay, good idea. I think I have one of those too.
Yeah. Anyways, I think thank you. Yeah. No.
Do you have any more?
No.
You're gonna save that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna save it. Happy Thanksgiving. Stay safe. Enjoy time with your loved ones if you celebrate. But thank you for an amazing episode. Thank you for all of you who submitted your family stories. Thank you to Camille Lamb for an amazing time chatting. Until we see you again, be you, stay wild.